talking about mental training, how you can build your mental.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it. It'll work for now. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay.
Mental strength to tackle any of life's challenges. Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm currently a junior concentrating in economics. I live in Winthrop House normally. I play on the Harvard women's tennis team, and I'm currently in California, where I've been for the past year. Some background. So, as someone who has played tennis since I was 10 years old, I know that mental toughness is an essential part of being a great athlete. Those who succeed in sports have not only the physical ability, but also the mental capacity to take on any opponent, and this applies to life. So today I will explain the benefits of mental toughness, what exercises you can do to improve it, and at the end, we will take a fun quiz. So what is mental strength? Well, first, let's picture a mentally strong person. Some characteristics that come to mind are qualities such as resilience, perseverance, and self-confidence. And this essentially is what mental strength is being able to stay composed regardless of the situation you may be in. When things are not going your way, mental strength helps you move past those hardships and helps you learn from mistakes. Finally, mental strength should be your companion, similar to a friend or a family member that sticks by you during good and bad times. It's that inner voice that helps you keep pushing and trying to reach your goals. So you might be wondering, what can mental strength actually do for you? First, it builds self-confidence. It also builds motivation. Learn from your mistakes. You're able to bounce back quicker from failure. It helps you regulate your emotions. It helps you perform better, handle difficult situations, feel more content, be more positive, and focus your energy on what really matters in life. So building mental strength is essential to living your best life. But you might be wondering, well, how do I actually build mental toughness? Well, don't worry. I will explain, and then we will try out a few mental toughness training exercises. So first, meditating. Meditating for 5 to 10 minutes a day is a scientifically proven way to improve your focus while improving your mental and physical health. It can help reduce stress and give you more energy to tackle the day. So here are 2 videos. I will play them simultaneously. One is a guided meditation and the other is some background music. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hi, and welcome to Headspace. So no matter what's going on in your life right now, no matter how many thoughts are racing around your mind, no matter how your body's feeling, just take a moment to sit down and take a big deep breath, breathing in through the mouth and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, a sense of taking in fresh air, the lungs expanding. As you breathe out, a sense of letting go of any stress, body, just feeling the muscles soften. Close your eyes if you like to breathe right, breathing deeply in through the nose and out. And just take a moment to pause, allow the thought to come and go, and just gently open the empty.
Okay, so I hope that was very relaxing and you were able to get something from that. So second, letting go of what you cannot control. So if you could, take out a piece of paper or an iPad or a phone and write down 3 things in your life that you have absolutely no control over. So I'll give you about 30 to 45 seconds to do that. So hopefully you've written down 3 things that you have absolutely no control over. Now I want you to pause and think for a moment about whether you have ever tried to control the things you just wrote down. And if the answer is yes, then you are part of the many people who have tried to do this. So the solution here is to replace your negative thoughts with more productive ones. If you're trying to control things that you have no control over, that is clearly not a good sign. And many people often fail to see this until they actually write it down and actually think about it, because very often we're just caught up in the moment and trying to deal with the situation when it comes. But part of having mental strength is really being able to sit back, take a moment to think, calm and composed, while being in that situation. So instead, write down things that you do have control over and how you could probably better handle maybe a situation like similar to the ones that you wrote down. And this is a quote that I really like. It's not what happens to you, it is how you react that really matters. I think this is kind of the key to life. If, you know, what kind of life you're given, your background, you know, your socioeconomic status is really not up to you, and it's how you react to that and how you take opportunities that are given to you that really matters. And I think kind of people's true colors really show when they are in the midst of an adversity. So I think it's important to kind of have this quote in the back of your mind. So third is setting deadlines. So if you are like most people and you hate deadlines, which is very similar to me, but this is what really motivates people to get the work done. Deadlines are key to building resilience, focus, and strength, which, you know, is very important to mental strength. So writing down a reasonable to-do list for the day and be sure to stick to them. I think a lot of people write down, you know, a lot of ambitious goals for just the day. And while that may be good, I think most people are unable to accomplish everything that they wrote down. And I know that because it happens to me all the time. So writing down a reasonable to-do list for the day is a much better approach. And also finding a way to avoid the phrase, I will do it tomorrow, is key. Because when tomorrow comes and it becomes today, you will likely say, I will do it tomorrow. And eventually the cycle keeps on happening and you just end up never doing it. So fourth, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So write down 3 things that make you uncomfortable. I'll give you a few moments to do that. Okay, so hopefully you've written down a few things that make you uncomfortable. For me, one thing that makes me uncomfortable is being around a group of people that I don't really know and kind of being forced to have a conversation in like a large, like in-person setting. And so what I could do to help myself with that is to just force myself to be in those kinds of situations and talk to people that I don't know that well. So being uncomfortable is what tests your mental strength the most. If I were to just stay in my comfort zone, only hang out with people that I know and I feel comfortable with, this really isn't building my mental strength. And this really can apply to so many different aspects of your life. Getting used to just feeling uncomfortable until that becomes
something that is very comfortable for you. Finally, fifth, we have the 4 C's of mental toughness. So first, and I've kind of given a brief overview of this, but I think it's really good to put it into the 4 C's, as Turner calls it. So I think this is a good way to remember kind of the 4 things that you should remember for mental toughness. So first is control. You can control your emotions, and you do not reveal your emotional state to others as much, and you feel very comfortable in your skin, and you know who you are. I think this is really important because, you know, if you're having a really bad day, but you're not letting those emotions get to you, and you're able to think clearly and figure out the best way to handle the day, is mental toughness. If you're having a bad day, maybe something doesn't go quite right, and you spend all your energy focusing on that, you know, that maybe is not the best thing for your mental strength. So you want to really just be able to control your emotions, think rationally, and figure out the best way to approach situations. Second is commitment. So setting goals and achieving them without getting distracted. Establish routines and habits that work for you. I think this is really important, like I mentioned before, writing down a reasonable to-do list for the day and trying to achieve them without getting distracted. I think, you know, we live in a very social media world, and it's easy to check your phone constantly. Maybe put your phone off to the side where you can't reach it, and really just focus on what you need to get done for the day, and establish these routines and habits that work best for you, and eventually they're going to stick, and it's going to help you achieve those goals. Third is challenge. So you are a driven person and also adaptable. Adversity is looked at as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. So being put in a situation that maybe isn't the best, being able to adapt to it and handle it in the best way possible is truly a mental toughness skill. And I think for me, I've learned a lot about this through tennis because, you know, you're playing a big match. There's 50 college coaches watching you, looking if they want to recruit you or not. And you're playing like on stadium court. There's a couple hundred people watching. You know, this can really go one of 2 ways. You're either going to play the match of your life, or you're just going to let the pressure hit you. And many times people look at it as an obstacle. You know, there's 50 college coaches there. There's, you know, so many people watching. I just feel so nervous. What if I do badly? Or you can really look at it the other way, which is, wow, if I'm able to perform well, think of the upside on this. And I know I can do well because I've been working so hard leading up to this match. And I know my forehand is really powerful. My serve is good. So I think I can beat this girl. So really being up for that challenge and looking at adversity as a good thing and trying to build your strength using that, because if every day is super easy, you're never going to, I guess, you're probably not even going to feel like that good day is even good because every day is good. So it's just going to feel the same. And fourth is confidence. You believe in your ability to be productive and successful. You do not doubt yourself. I think this is really essential. If you don't have the confidence that you can do well on, for example, a presentation, or you don't think you're going to do well in a class, you probably won't. So you really need to have positive self-talk. That's where the confidence starts. And that will help you do well. You know, in tennis, if I'm constantly doubting myself, wow, my forehand's really not good, my forehand is probably not going to be good. And I'm probably going to get too nervous and I'm going to keep missing it. So here I have a fun quiz. You can scan it, the QR code with your phone, or I will drop the link in the chat, or you can just go to this URL. So take a minute or two to do the quiz and see what pops up as a result. So finally, just summarizing what I went over today. So 5 takeaways. First, maybe start meditating every day. If you feel a little bit stressed, try that out. It works for some people. It may work for you. Second, letting go of what you cannot control. Before you react very negatively to like a bad situation, try to figure out if you can actually control what's going on, because chances are you might not be able to. Third, set daily deadlines. Every day, write down a few reasonable to-do list items that you are trying to get done for the day, and try to stick to them. Fourth, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So put yourself in situations that maybe you don't quite feel comfortable with yet. Maybe speak up in class more, maybe go to a professor's office hours, maybe Zoom call with people you don't know, really anything that you're uncomfortable with, and try to get used to being uncomfortable. And finally, the 4 C's of mental toughness. Remembering those 4 things: control, commitment, challenge, and confidence. Finally, mental strength can be trained, and it's not going to come to you overnight. It's going to take dedication and time to improve. And these exercises I provided today are just a few of the many ways you can.
Thanks, Rachel.
Stop playing me.
Well, it was very close to the end, so I feel like we got what you were saying. Thank you.